Golden Game 2? Is that where we're at?
This is Golden Game number 2. We will have the Brisbane Beavers playing out of green, Werribee 1UP playing out of blue, and the Wolfpack playing out on red.
Now, 1UP found their form in the back half of the tournament. They managed to climb in Cascade 2. I think they got, if they didn't get 6th first, they got pretty close to 6th first and just just peaked at the right time. And they've been smashing through the ladder. They went straight through us in a game where they dumped straight off the bat. But I can't imagine them dumping from blue in this spot. Could you please refresh your green camera? And maybe red as well. Blue looks like it's living. That's a win for blue camera, because that one's been a real tricky one this comp. And
it's red for me.
Red?
Every time it's red camera. It's so annoying. Sorry guys, we're just going to try and calm down and focus on this game.
If it's any consolation, boys and girls, the first 4 to 6 minutes of this game are likely to be a grind fest, so stay tuned and watch those tag ratios. Because I think Beavers are notorious for setting this kind of game.
The Beavers actually, watching them play pre-nats 2 and even these games here, a lot of the Beavers games are won literally within the last 2 to 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Literally. So anyone who thinks that changing a strategy at the last minute doesn't win games, I can tell you right now that the Brisbane Beavers will prove you wrong. And if you go through their games throughout this tournament and even pre-Nationals 3, you will see exactly what I mean. Lakeo going for blue. Lakeo puts the first base on the game.
Oh, I'm happy to see that. That's going to be a good laser tag, because that base going down means that everyone on the Beavers and on 1UP are going to know that that they're a base behind, and so I think talking about the I guess having several different plans, Ninja is basically has a decision tree in his brain based on what happened. So there is a series of plans that'll basically unfold based on what goes on the game. He has a very reactive style. They have a very sort of calm and collected, let's push out the start, get some pack points, make sure no one gets out base, and see what happens, and we'll wait for a window, because eventually someone's going to blink, and that's when they're going to get you. And that's sort of the plan. But Wolfpack being the aggressor in there, with Lakeo having the tournament of his career, putting in the work for the Wolfpack in this spot, giving them an excellent chance in this second golden game.
Now let's quickly flick over to the foyer.
Love a foyer cam.
And we see Lowlands from Werribee 1UP, we see Ibo from the Beavers, and we see Payne from the Wolfpack, all sitting side by side. You would imagine that the tension out there is absolutely palpable at the moment.
Most certainly. I think it's only going to get worse if this game really tightens up. In about 4 minutes time, if we're sitting at 12k, then that's going to be real tight for him. I was talking to Lance just before, and he was saying that he's sitting a lot of these games today because it's sort of the maze style doesn't really suit him, and so he recognizes that being on a top tier team means you have to make the best call in these situations. And if it's playing these 5, he's more than happy to sit out. He was saying that being a Canberra player, he relies a lot on sound, and Sunny Coast is one of the louder arenas on the tournament circuit, and so not being able to just be a walk up next to Cougar and just be like makes it quite difficult.
So Sunshine Coast, the whole entire top floor is the arena, and the whole bottom floor is our foyer area and the party area and all that type of stuff. But they made the artistic decision recently to lower the roof. So we've actually got a covering on the roof, whereas before it was about a 5 meter gap between the floor and the roof. Now that's like 2 and a bit meters.
Ooh, now, could I get you to refresh those cams again, my good sir? Just green and red again. Even the technology is feeling the tension of these ones, boys and girls, because the red cam and green cam freezing mid-game, that's too much tension. Too much tension in these games. So Wolfpack pick up their second with Wax. Fantasy Wax for a cool 2 million, peaking in this game. He's been a pricey boy, he's performed well, and it's no different today. Alright, now, could I please also ask that you refresh
the blue camera now?
Yeah, because that was it was nice to look up and see Wax actually get it, but then I was like, hang on, that happened a little while ago. Maybe we get a cheeky refresh on that one.
There we go.
Hey, it's up, it's ready to go. Maybe Husky is coming in for a blue base in this one. If you're Brisbane Beavers, I think, and I talked to Ninja a bit about this, and also Butzer, that they really back their pack. They're fantastic pack players. Like you have Butzer, 3-time solos champion, Ninja last year's solo champion, and you have, Link of Vanquish last year and triples champion this year. And then you have Wooldot, multiple-time winner on the Maroons, excellent player, been playing forever. And Falcon, one of the best pickups this year as far as on the newer players.
Employee at Laser Zone Brisbane. That's where they found him.
It's like almost 100% chance. It was close to 100% chance if you're a top tier laser tag player, you work there, right? It's I know a fair amount of people, like Lakeo, for example, work there. Lakeo putting shots in the green. He's just a guy. He shot the guy in the back. He shot the guy in the back of green.
Lakeo is just on fire this Nationals. It is so good to see. A lot of people, when they talk about Wolfpack, they talk about how good particularly Wax and Husky are. And this year, Lakeo is just going, nah, don't talk about those boys. Start talking about me. And Lakeo has placed in all events except for Lord of the Rings this year.
Where the rest of his team,
I've kind of split through.
Yeah, oh no, the rest of my team plays in this event. I guess I better sit it out. Yeah, it's just, what can you say? Just hard work.
Oh, Link going for blue base.
He's doing well.
Two shot denied by Lakeo. Lakeo staying around and denying Link out, and it looks like. No, that is a green player in the box at the moment.
One of the things that happens in these, tighter games, because everyone's floating for field points around the middle, you hear a base going down, a lot of the time that third team is not too far away, and they can come in on the back of someone to deny a player, because they're skulking around for bases.
Link going for blue base again.
He's got it this time.
Link has got it.
Be found.
Now remember, guys, that the first place will go straight through to the grand final to join the Spartans. Ooh. Gunnar gets 2-shot denied. Now, it is not the end of the world if you come second or third in this game, because you will have one more opportunity to get into the grand final.
This will be, I think, at this point, it's pretty guaranteed that a second Queensland team will be in the grand finals, and that you will be having, it'll be a fight for, looking at this stage of the game, 1-up.
Ninja now going for blue.
He's in the blue.
No one's in blue to stop him. Ninja gets blue. They did have I think it was actually a green player diving in through the front door. It looks like they recognized it at the last moment and pulled back. Oh, unfortunately, Pixie did that this morning on Adelaide. Yeah, 2 shots into red, and yeah, she runs in and Supermans and denies her own player.
What is that? Shadow Zors. Ibo was sitting all the games because he was a late addition to the team and didn't really have any intent to play, just because of the state of his knee. And so he's on the team as a 6 should, Ninja catch fire mid-game and need to be replaced.
Yeah. So absolutely. Ibo is just here purely as a medical substitution, just in case the Beavers do need him. Ibo does have great chemistry with all these players, and it will be very dangerous if Ibo does indeed play this competition.
Beavers are pretty tight here with the Wolfpack. Obviously 2 bases down, but once again, in these kinds of games where no one's going to get close to 10 bases, it's all about how many bases you have gotten rather than what you could have gotten. Like, you can come out of this game if you're the Beavers and say, we were 2 bases down, but we're only 5k behind. It doesn't matter because, it's hard to get 10 in this sort of situation. So Wham Fox picks up a blue.
Just a quick question in the chat from Dark Klimp. We're asking, what is this? Dark Klimp, you have walked into the biggest laser tag tournament in the world here being played Sunshine Coast in Queensland, Australia. We have 35 teams and over 200 players battling it out for the best in the world. Thank you for coming in and stopping by. If you do have any questions, please feel free to ask us in the chat. We also have some documents and a quick video explaining what this game is in the bio below, as Gunnar picks up his green base of the game.
It looks like if you're 1-up in this situation, you're just sort of, trying to learn as much as you can about the team or both teams in this situation. So when you go into this next golden game, the last golden game after this one, you have a bit of intel as to what might happen, because One Up are very far out of this game. Unless they do, there's not enough time really for a dump to impact it that much, unless they somehow got, like 6 to 8 bases in, or very crisply, like, because you could get 4 in a minute technically, but that's, picture perfect results right there.
Butzer and Yeah going to exchange bases, and they both exchange bases. If you're one up at this stage, you've got about a minute and a half left to go, you're not going to be able to catch the Wolfpack. But in saying that, getting second place in this game is actually critically important, because you will actually then get first color choice in the next game.
Now, I think that's probably more relevant for not One Up, because I'm not sure if they have too much of a preference with their colors. Like, I don't think the way they want to play these games matters too much on the color that they are given. That was basically what I heard from sort of Gunnar and Mus talking, that they're just really happy to play more than anything.
And Husky, they've pulled Husky out of defense, going for blue. Husky gets his blue, guys.
Right?
May as well.
So,
well, they're currently sitting on 6, so it looks like we're in the last minute of the game. I expect the Wolfpack to play very conservatively. Mus going for red. Mus grabs the red base from the Wolfpack, but I expect the Wolfpack to hold back. They know they've got a pack point lead. Lakeo will be able to identify that. They've got a base lead. They will comfortably win this game. They shouldn't be doing anything too drastic in the last 30 seconds.
Yeah, if you're Wolfpack and you're this good at laser tag, you know that you can just sit. It's like, you're sitting on 18 in a game of blackjack. You're like, Tila, no, I don't want, no more cards for me, please. I know what's going to happen. It's just, you're probably going to win from here. 6 bases seems good.
This is, Dan going for a last minute base. It's not going to make a difference if he gets it or not, unfortunately. Dan gets the Wolfpack base at the end. But Wolfpack, they're going to go through to the grand final. The Brisbane Beavers and One Up and the Cobras are going to be playing in the very final golden game of the tournament to determine who will join the Wolfpack and the Spartans.